So I made it. I did it. I made it. Let's do it. Come on. Yeah.
We should celebrate.
I did it.
Where's my little horn?
Here I am. You kept that from New Year's Eve. That's congratulations.
My imaginary mouth horn.
I made it. I made it from my house to the basement studios, deep down in the core of the Bill and Jason show.
And it was freezing cold, too.
Oh, Lord. Welcome to Minnesota. I should have a scarf on now.
Right? This just keeps the riffraff out. Or at least it keeps him down.
Keeps our comedy fresh, as David Letterman says.
You can leave your cars unlocked during this weather. Your house, not so much. This is the Bill and Jason Show. I'm Jason Jones. That's Bill.
Hi.
And last week we were talking about goals and Peter Drucker's system of using smart
SMART
goal setting. So specific,
S for
measurable,
M,
attainable,
R,
realistic, and time-based.
T. So we got to SMA, and realistic and time-based now.
Sure.
Is what I want to know about, because last week we got really specific on attainable and what that really meant.
Well, attainable and realistic, and looking at, like, not to hijack yourself or play too small.
Right.
Just based on what you just think you know in the moment.
Right. So go big or go home.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Really. And so the others are like really a great framework, pretty simply. So specific. So you want your goal to be specific. Like, I want $20,000 in monthly revenue average by June, consistently happening. So that's specific.
Instead of, I want to make more money.
Right, or I just want to make a lot more money this year.
Right.
Okay, congratulations, you just did that.
Yeah, you did that.
it
Here's
could
$1.
be a dollar more. That's it? Well, that's not what I was thinking.
Well, that's what you said.
Establish something that's like really drill it down to be specific. So it's not kind of ephemeral. Something you can actually like kind of wrap your brain around.
Right. It's something you've said, something you've written down, something that you can actually work on specifically, because you don't want to go, well, what did I say last week? Oh, I think I said $1 more or $10 more. No.
Well, and you want to tie specific actions to
Right.
it. Like, here are the actions that I want to take to try to manifest this goal and move it forward.
Right. And writing it down and saying it out loud does use the universe in such a way that, putting it out there out loud and on paper and to other people leaves you accountable to exactly what you say. So that is that just in that's very important too.
Yes. Well, that, and also like, really give up beating yourself up for having actions that didn't work the way you thought they were going to work, So you try an action, didn't get the result you wanted. So guess what? Now you can go try a different action.
So you got this, I want to make $1 million in the next 3 months. There's your specific. So now where's the measurable? SM.
Well, that's the measurable is
the 3 month thing?
No, that's time based. Okay. So that's good. That's established. You have a deadline. You have a deadline to get it done by.
Okay.
Is that time based period? So measurable is so that you can plot out over time to measure your progress. Like, how are you doing?
Oh, okay. To be able to sit down in 2 weeks and say,
at the end of the month, let's see, I did $350,000. I'm well on my way.
Right.
And so here are the actions I'm going to line up to do the transactions and that sort of thing.
Got it.
In setting short-term goals, the realistic and attainable are really good, because when you say I'm going to make $1 million in 3 months, but then you look, Bill, at what you charge, even at the premium price you do, and there aren't enough days in the month that you could actually earn with the inventory you have, which is you doing an event on a day.
Yeah.
You have a finite inventory.
Exactly. I've got a specific amount of days I can do it, and I've only got one of me.
Right. Unless you're suddenly going to say, okay, I am now going to charge, $40,000 per show kind of thing. Then you could do that. And then how realistic is that?
That's a conversation you need to have.
Yeah. And then if you're running into that, this just isn't going to work. This is dreamy as dreams can be, but I don't see this is a wish then. It's not a goal. Okay. So then you can back off and actually kind of look at that and see how that's going to be.
So then time-based, I think, is one of the most powerful parts of this whole idea. Do you agree?
Yeah, give yourself a deadline.
Okay, so and I say that with me because with my ADHD that I've been dealing with all my life, one of the things that I know when I start to shine is when I actually have a deadline on things. Now, granted, because of the ADHD, I'll wait until close to that deadline before I start jumping into it. And it used to make me crazy. It used to make me talk about how I'm wrong and I'm terrible. But honestly, it's just how I'm wired. And as much as I've tried to change it over the years, where I really shine, where that diamond comes out, is when I put that pressure on it. And honestly, as silly as that sounds, that really is a truth about me. And I still work on trying to. I got 2 weeks before a wedding. I could work on it in 14 days out. But when I'm working 3 days, 2 days, 1 day out, that's when the real beautiful stuff really comes out, because there's extra super focused. I don't know what it is with me.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of pressure of like, I am going to look like an idiot if I don't have all this prepared and ready.
What?
And so, like the pressure of looking bad is basically what drives you. That's what you let to run you, is like that fear of looking bad will have you do your work.
Right.
That you would just as soon like have somebody else prepare and just show up and go, oh, wonderful, here's my script, here we go, and do that thing.
Yeah, but
do
you know,
the
I
thing
also
that you love to do.
I also do know about myself though that if in fact I do that, and I've done it twice, I will then take the day before and literally not sleep, going over and over and double checking and rechecking and re-rehearsing and because that feeling of, it's like it's almost something I need to have. So when I get there, I'm wound tight. I know that I'm sharpened on the edges, and I'm there. And I'm not making excuses. I'm not. It is
No,
something.
this is just how you operate.
Who I am and how I operate. And it
Questionably,
works out.
I would debate that it's who you are, but it's definitely how you operate.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's another show right there.
We go deep into Bill's psyche.
So, but look, back to the deadline idea. I think when I have a deadline, I can speak only for myself, and I wish I could. I certainly could speak for other people because I've seen it in action with other people. But when I see somebody say, "Well, I want to be like a seminar speaker," great. You're going to be a seminar speaker. I know you will. You can do it. Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So 2 years later, are you a seminar speaker? Well, no, I didn't really do the thing. I said, well, why don't you just sign yourself up to be the speaker? Well, I couldn't do that until I write the thing. I said, well, yeah, you could do it like that, or you can say, I've called Mobile Beat Magazine and I've put myself on the roster to be a speaker, and I'm going to be speaking Wednesday at 9:30. So I need to write something. I need to rehearse. I need to become. So there's your deadline. Now you have this time between the time you said you're going to speak and the time you do speak to figure out how to do it. So you have a deadline. Now that's a pretty pressure-driven deadline. Mm-hmm. You could be as simple as I'm going to write my speech by Thursday. But then using the idea that you told somebody so that you can stay in, that person can keep you accountable. Right, exactly. Yeah. So am I speaking to what that's all about?
Well, you're speaking to all kinds of stuff. But yeah, you're definitely, I mean, you're speaking to that more to the be, do, have, rather than most people think it's you have it, then you do it, and then you are the speaker versus the other way.
Talking about another show
that's
altogether.
Another show. That's another show for that topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it speaks to like what you're going to achieve by what deadline. So
I'm going to mow the lawn. So let's get more simple. I'm going to mow the lawn by 4:00.
So if your goal is to be a Mobile Beat speaker, then what you need to do is not wait around until somebody says, "Hey, do a speech for us." You're a Mobile Beat speaker, right? Or we think that we're going to let you do it now. Mm-hmm. Instead, you get out and start speaking.
Right.
So you figure out, what do you want to talk about?
You be a Mobile Beat speaker.
And you go out and you start speaking, giving speeches away. I just saw some clickbait that Brian Tracy had. He's like, "You want to be a speaker? 3 things." So I'm like, okay, I'm hooked. What are the 3 things? And it's like, and I already knew these 3 things, right?
Right.
But it's like, I'm like, so I had to know. Like,
right.
Here, lists, by the way, in your blog post. If you want clickbait, boy, lists, so do it every time.
Yahoo.
And one of them was just like, get out and give free speeches.
Right.
Some say 100. Some say, 300 speeches. Some say 500 free speeches. You get out there until somebody says, "Gosh, this is so good. I'd like to pay you to come into our company."
Well, what else you get out of that
whatever.
is what we also get out of that is what we talk about here in our seminars with the entertainment experience. And when people say, "Well, I want to get better. I want to get better," well, honestly, what you find out in a workshop situation is how to go get better. What's the best way to get better? What's the best way to be a better performer? Perform more.
Yeah.
Be a better speaker? Speak more. Be a better writer? Write more. Be a better singer? Sing more. Well, I don't know where to do that. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You just not know. There's open mics everywhere. Even if there's street performers. And if there's not street performers in your neighborhood, be the next street performer. Get out and do it in front of people. You will automatically get better because you're going to suck the first time, and then you're going to, what I got to do to be better to be next time. You're just going to do it. You're automatically going to get better. You want to get better with a velocity, then speak more, perform more, do more, and then find somebody that can help point those things out for you, like a coach, like the Jason Jones, the Coaching Hour coach, who can help you really define the things you need to work on so that with real speed and velocity, you can really be what you want to be.
Well, and then how you evaluate yourself too, and so that you're not wasting time beating yourself up
Right.
over being like, oh, I'm so horrible. Now I have to go recover. It's like, well, no, you got a certain result with a certain level of preparation and understanding. So what was missing? What could you put in there? And
I
a
should
whole
be
nother
careful with
show.
my language. I should.
It's a
I use
whole
the
nother
word
show.
suck because that's what I just use
No,
that
that's
word.
all right. It's what
I should be careful
it's
with
what
the
you
language.
experience because
Right.
you want everybody to be like a standing ovation. Oh
Right.
my gosh, that was amazing, right?
Right.
Rather than like meh.
Yeah, a lot of people use, I suck, I should quit. No. Trust me, Robin Williams didn't think he was amazing. Okay, Robin Williams was still on a path, always. And he was, to everyone else, amazing and perfection in everything that he did. But the reason he got better all the time is because he could look in the mirror and say, yeah, but there's something else. There's something else I could be working on. And that wasn't, and I can't speak to his depression, but I can speak to the performer who says, as soon as I get to be the perfect and most amazing actor, then what else? Why else am I doing this? Why wouldn't I go get good at being a ditch digger then? Because this is boring now. This is too easy. I am exactly what I need to be. So, and the being able to get there, the journey of being better is the real work, not the actual performers.
Well, that and then every time you reach a summit, the mountain grows.
Oh, that was wow. We should end on that profound note. I mean, that was like that. We need to climb a mountain and talk to the guru, man, friends.
And now he's up there.
So if you want to know more about Jason, if you want to know more about coaching, actually one of the things we've been talking about for the last 2 shows is within all the things that a coach works on. And the coachinghour.com is Jason's new company. Not so new anymore. It's really quite extraordinary. And if you want to experience coaching from somebody that you already know, you've gotten to know him through this show, or you've met him face to face. But honestly, it's a real safe place to find out what coaching is all about for you. So the coachinghour.com, or reach out to Jason here in the show or anything like that. If you want to tell us about your goals or the successes
What goals are you
you've
setting?
had,
Yeah, do that.
The successes or the stops that you've had, or I've always wanted to be that. We want to know. So post it in the show notes below. Go to our Facebook page. Reach out to either one of us, and because we want to know. Otherwise,
I think I hear the music playing us off the stage.
there you go. See you next time on the Bill and Jason Show.
Broadcasting from high atop planet Earth at a rate of 96 kilobytes sample per second over the interweb in an effort to stop glorifying being busy. This has been an entertainment experience production.